is the BetMGM Premier League. It's all brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. The winner of the UK Open and US Dance Masters, a Euro Tour winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the World Match Play and a Premier League finalist. Would you please welcome the Nathan titles, a World Championship semi-finalist, and the winner of the Masters, Chris Dobey!
Watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic. Psych!
Quarter-final of the night, we have Nathan Aspinall, who, well, starts the night in the playoff places, fourth and on 17 points. Had a good season so far, hasn't he? But how will it end? Actually went out in the quarter-finals last time out in Liverpool. Lost 6-3 to Luke Humphries there. That is despite averaging 104. So what level can he produce this evening against his good mate in Chris Dobey? Dobey down in 7th, but just 5 worse off than his opponent tonight. He, of course, won the trophy a couple of weeks ago in Rotterdam. Not down and out just yet, but 4 weeks to go. It's not long, is it? It was, you feel, a costly quarter-final defeat last time out. A couple of meetings between these two this Premier League season. It is one win apiece, so who wins? Meeting number 3 then. Let's find out, shall we, in the company of Mark Webster and Rod Studd.
Evening, Emma. Evening, everyone. It's a night when every game feels like a big game. 2 recent nightly winners, Dobey in Rotterdam week 11, Aspinall week 10 in Manchester, who'll get the drop on their opponent here to earn a right to have a crack at Littler in the semi-finals, who just scraped home 6-5 against Bunting in the first match of the night. Well, it's always a pleasure to be in the company of a man who knows what it's like to win a leg of darts in the Premier League in Birmingham, but only one leg. Mark Webster.
You can use that one in a few more venues as well, but we'll move on.
I will, don't worry about that.
But it's a particularly big game for Nathan Aspinall. Yes, Chris Dobey has got to be nigh on perfect from here with 12 points.
140.
And you're talking 25, 26 points for the top four. Realistically, Chris Dobey's just playing for positions, trying to get himself a few spots. For Nathan, he's had
99.
heartbreak, hasn't he? Trying to make the top four in the last couple of years, marginally missing out. And it was around about this time when he just stumbled and couldn't get the points on the board. But if he can have a big night
60.
this evening, he could have 1 foot in those playoffs.
Fires an early salvo.
Chris Dobey will keep going until it's mathematically impossible to make the top four, and even then he'll want to play his part in trying to be a spoiler in this Premier League.
54.
Well, he's realised what he's left, and he's absolutely disgusted. He's every right to be.
93.
How expensive will that be for Chris Dobey? Because now Aspinall will get a poke at 150 to hold throw.
Generally a good
60.
counter, Chris, as well. It's not something we associate with Chris Dobey, so it's just a rare blip. And a trebleless visit there as well. Still gives him a bit to do here, Chris, if Nathan doesn't take the 150, and it's not going to go. So the objective now is to leave it. Leave a double, or at least leave a single to double.
90. Christian require 108.
Treble 17 for the ball, so that ends that bid at 108, and really it's all
44.
started to
Nathan
unravel off the
requires
counting
60.
error, and Aspinall now with a two-dart combo, 20 for the double thereof to hold throw despite some problems on his own delivery in the opening leg. Tops for the Asp.
Chris Dobey really hasn't followed that 180, has he? But he's going to get an opportunity. That's unlucky for Nathan.
Christian requires 64.
But 60 is always an awkward combination when your darts stick up in the board, and Nathan couldn't convert. So for a breaker throw here for Dobey.
Well, it's
32.
moving along nicely from right to left
Nathan
as we
required
watch,
40.
but he didn't get to the darting destination, and Aspinall this time with 3 in hand. Now double 10. Scratchy start. There's the finish. There's the opening leg to Aspinall.
Second leg is Chris to throw first. Game on.
Nathan Aspinall currently
57.
tied on points with Michael Van Gerwen, both on 17, but Nathan in the top 4, courtesy of having a nightly win. And we heard him chatting to
100.
Polly, and he was talking about the potential clash with Michael Van Gerwen in Aberdeen. Well, they could play the week after in Sheffield as well in league order, so it could literally come down to that matchup
96.
in the final league phase where we play in league position.
Good point, Mark. Well, the whole way that the competition is set up and scheduled lends itself to that 4th versus
96.
5th playoff in the final round, final nightly round, weekly round of matches, final round robin match, whichever way you want to call it, because that's
78.
how it's teed up. That's what they want, and that's what they could get.
And as long as the gap's 5 points, it could be overturned as long as the nightly wins ain't more than 1 ahead. So Nathan has effectively got that extra point, but it could literally come down
60.
to matches against Michael Van Gerwen. There's other players that will have their say, and he can do himself a lot more favours in between then. And now Nathan Aspinall.
But you were making the point
100.
earlier, Mark, and making it most eloquently, if I may say, that Michael Van Gerwen has a problem with no nightly wins, because that's the first tiebreaker when players are tied on points, isn't it?
60.
And Aspinall has the edge there, clearly.
170.
Effectively an extra point for Nathan.
96.
Michael Van Gerwen and Rob Cross, who play each other tonight, are the only 2 players in the league who haven't found a nightly win.
134. Christian requires
Well,
74.
now, 2 dart combinations, but Dobey not guaranteed to get more than 1 at a double, and it will be only 1. Tops it is. Aspinall couldn't find it initially in the last leg, and Dobey can't find it here. So Aspinall now for 2-0. Well, it's an ideal opportunity.
What a start. This could be nowhere near his best, Nathan. You grab the opening couple of legs, and this is the business end of the season. Doesn't matter how you play, it's about getting legs and points on the board. And in terms of legs, Nathan's made a perfect start. Dobey's had a dart in each leg. They've both gone the way of Nathan.
Well, Dobey was the popular pick here with punters. He went off favourite for this match. And Aspinall levels the maxi count at 1 apiece at the top of the third. And that's interesting that Dobey was favourite, despite the fact that Aspinall was sitting 3 spots above him on the league ladder and 5 points ahead of him on the league ladder. But the averages were in Dobey's favour, so the performance metrics were in Dobey's favour, but not the points.
Dobey's just not settled at all here. His average languishing in the low 70s. After that 180, he's hit very little. He had a counting error, then he couldn't find a treble. He still got one dart in leg 1, then in leg 2. He's got to refocus here, Chris.
$134. Nathan, you require 81.
Well, if it's not 3-0 from here, Aspinall's going to have to do something pretty catastrophic at the back end of this third leg. Treble 10. Well, it's the wrong treble. 17 are left here for Aspinall. Single 1, you would think. There it is.
65.
It's fine. He had so much time. He could afford some loose starts.
Dobey way back here.
75. Nathan, you require 60.
Should be 3-0 up from here, and it would make the next leg massive for Chris Dobey. Can't really find anything. He can't afford to dump throw again. And he's 3-0 down. It's vital now that Chris Dobey holds Aspinall halfway to 2 more vital points.
140.
Still to come. Humphries against Price, and then Cross against Van Gerwen in the quarterfinals before
91.
we move on to the semis and final here in Birmingham to see who'll win night 13 and follow Gerwin Price into the winners' enclosure. Of course, it may be Price again, following himself into the winners' enclosure.
And if he does, Rod, that would pretty much put him at the playoffs, you feel, with 25 points.
134. 96.
Better leg from Chris. A decent run on the weekend in the European Tour in Graz. Chris Dobey lost out to eventual winner Martin Schindler.
43. Christian McCoy, 125.
100 left. 80 left. He's got choices now. Stayed looking
65.
for a treble 20. As it is, leaves 60. And that's fine.
140. Christian McCoy, 60.
Tops it is to get a leg on the board. And he squeezes it in the top corner.
Chris Dobey. 5th leg, it's Nathan to throw first. Game on.
Important holder throw from Chris. In a race to 6, you go a couple of breaks down. You're under it, and he's still under it. But he's in the match, but that will help his cause. Aspinall with his second max. He's in a brilliant position where he can afford to drop his throw and still be in control of this match, Nathan.
Indeed. His quarter-final record is, shall we say, 50-50. He's won 6 and lost 6. Dobey's won 4 and lost 8 in the previous dozen weeks of darting action in the Prem in 25.
134. 60.
Does do the finish. Couldn't sneak one into the red bit there, Nathan. Head to Leeds next week.
93.
Nathan will play
Nathan
Luke Littler in the opening quarter-final. Chris
170.
Dobey faces Stephen Bunting.
Well, it doesn't need to go for it here. Will he go for it? The bullseye!
136.
Could not resist the temptation.
He didn't need to go for that ball. And he doesn't need to go
93.
direct for his double 17. I'd be amazed if he doesn't split this.
Well, we saw the lesser spotted double 17 in the first game from Luke Littler. Not going to see it here. Double 16. No
Game
bother.
on the fifth leg. Nathan Aspinall, 6 legs, Chris to throw first.
The right decision. He looked a bit indecisive stepping up to the hockey, Nathan, as if he hadn't decided what he was going to do. Took a step back, but that was
97.
very clean. And there, not much of a reaction, but knows he's edging closer to a huge victory.
140.
Guaranteeing himself a couple of points. With power to add, of course, it would get him through to a semi-final. There's another point on offer there.
100.
And it'll be over to the other players in and around those playoff places to follow Aspinall's lead if he can convert this 4-1 lead into a victory. And particularly Van Gerwen, who
93.
plays cross. But Price too.
Price got work to do. For Nathan, this is big.
84.
He played Luke Littler in the next round. His first fixture next week is Luke Littler. His first fixture the week after that is Michael Van Gerwen. And then we're in league order. So I think he made it pretty clear in his interview how important this match is.
Well, he started the Premier League season back in February as the bookmakers' favourite to finish bottom.
95.
He won't be finishing bottom.
He likes hearing things like that, doesn't he? Spurs him on. His selection came under scrutiny, but
100.
he's proved his worth again, Nathan. Itching to get to the playoffs at the O2. He's been in the playoffs in the past, but never at the O2. Got to a final in Coventry.
133.
Had a semi-final in Milton
Christian
Keynes.
McCoy, 120.
Now this is important, and it's on with the single following the treble to leave the double. He's going to have to shift here to avoid that first or second dart.
80. Nathan, you require 40.
And now for 5-1, and it's pretty much all she wrote.
And if he wasn't in control already, he certainly will be if he converts his tops. They're not really guides. He's got to go at it with this last dart. And he hits it with that last dart. And this is a really professional display from Nathan. An average of 95, 42% on the doubles. And Chris Dobey just hasn't happened for him. And Aspinall throwing for a huge victory.
2 matches so far in the Premier League, 1 win apiece. Aspinall's
150.
victory came in Exeter, and it couldn't have been in starker contrast to this. It was a real grueling battle. It finished 6-5 to the Asp.
40.
That was reversed in Rotterdam when Dobey won 6-2. But tonight, Aspinall has had control from the get-go. Won the first 3 legs straight, and has won 3 of the next 4-2 to lead by 4 with 5 to play.
Chris looked a little bit fed up at that last visit. One of his darts going in a funny direction. He threw the last one a bit. Rex, just frustration from Chris.
76.
Force him in
Nathan, you
there, but
require
really quick.
170.
It's in Nathan's hands. He's already had an opportunity to take the 170. He missed the ball by a fair way. Is he going to go out in style?
Is he going to have a crack? He is, you know.
145.
Dobey was just about chipping away and hope for some mistakes, but it's a night to forget for Chris. You feel, is he going to go out with a biggie? He is.
180.
But Aspinall's opportunity to wrap up a big win.
25.
The last hurrah for Dobey. But maybe not. Maybe He's still in the
Christopher
match.
Maguire, 84.
But this has got to go.
Bullseye for Chris Dobey to stay in. He can't quite
59.
find it. So more match starts for Nathan
Nathan
Aspinall.
requires 16.
Get a couple more points in his quest for the playoffs.
And is this going to bring the curtain down on this second quarter final? My word. My
Eight.
word.
Christopher requires
What's happening
25.
here?
Lifeline for Chris Dobey. There's still be plenty to do, but he's still in there. Match opportunities missed for Nathan Aspinall. He needs to go again. He's still in a great position.
Game on.
It's never easy still being on that stage when you've had match-winning opportunities.
Was that 6 match starts, Mark? Including the bullseye?
59.
Yes.
The stab at the ball. And then the 5 at double A.
Yeah.
He wasn't particularly close with a handful of them.
Well, Nathan Aspinall has missed 13 darts at
100.
double in the match as a whole, and almost half of them we just saw at the back end of the 7th leg. Match darts,
92.
as Mark outlined there. And that has taken his checkout ratio way down into the 20s.
100.
But you'd think he's going to get more match darts, multiple match darts to wrap this up. But if he doesn't win this from here, he'll never forgive
58.
Like
himself.
I said, he expected to get more opportunities, but there's no guarantees. He's got to not panic here, Nathan.
57.
Still in a great position.
But you just don't get the feeling that Dobey is playing well enough to take full advantage of Aspinall's match dart misses.
140.
He's not offered enough Chris Dobey himself. And Aspinall now clatters in a third maximum to move within 2 darts of the match again.
Another opportunity incoming for Nathan.
60.
Dobey waits and
Nathan
hopes for more
requires
mistakes.
64.
Is this where Nathan Aspinall grabs those 2 points to keep himself in the top 4?
Well, it's still on 16 now to leave tops for the match, having missed half a dozen to close the door.
24. Christopher Maguire, 92.
Just getting a little bit frustrated now. Chris Dobey down at double 16, and we go on. Nathan is still not over the line. Had chances to win 5-1, had chances to win 5-2. We're now at 5-3. Dobey still not satisfied with how he's playing, but he's in the match now.
Well, I think some of the darting doctors will be starting to diagnose signs of finishing line-itis here for Nathan Aspinall,
58.
because 7 match darts have been missed over 2 legs. And what is the treatment for the patient here, Mark
82.
Webster?
At the minute, you just still, you take this scenario at the beginning of the game. See, he was 5-1 up, he had
93.
opportunities. And Nathan is a gritty character, he's determined, and he gets over the line generally, but if Chris Dobey keeps coming back at him,
140.
particularly the situation Nathan's in, he will feel it. It's not easy being on that stage when you've missed chances to win a match.
3 legs are left. Aspinall needs 1 of them. He's got the darts in this as the 9th. He'll have the darts in the 11th. But what state of mind will he be in if it goes to an 11th? And he will have to survive a Dobey attempt with the darts in the 10th if he keeps losing legs. But he's offering encouragement to his
59.
opponent here, Nathan Aspinall, by the inability to bring the curtain down on this match.
That won't help his nerves. That was a really loose last start from Nathan.
He's had 7 chances to close the door on Dobey, but he's taken his hand off the handle
100.
and held it ajar to keep Dobey interested in this match. And Chris Dobey here is on a finish again on the Aspinall throw.
140.
Good darts, but still he needs Dobey to miss.
To get back within one, there's going to be a dart if he stays straight. Just about. But it leaves a big gap to the left. And there we see it's pretty much an open bed, but he
80.
can't find it. So now another opportunity for Nathan to wrap this up.
And that was the chance for Dobey to really turn up the heat, and he didn't take it. So Aspinall here will feel a little better. He's going to get another 2 darts for the match. He's missed 7. Double 6. There was dominant darts early on from Nathan Aspinall, but then some flaky finishing near to the winning post. Almost let Chris Dobey off the hook, but Aspinall has got the job done in the end to book a semi-final match with Luke Littler.